Hey boys and girls, I'm just going to show you sort of a quick build showcase of a build I've been doing since the start of Essence League, and it essentially revolves around Molten Strike and really tanky sort of regen. I'll go over it a bit more once once I sort of show you what it's about. Um, I'll show you the mods when I get in. It's fairly okay. I mean, it's a tier 11 map. I've run up to tier 14s now without any problems, and I've done some pretty crazy mods as well. So there's your mods, which are interesting to say the least. But we'll see how we get on. I'm just going to try and rush to the boss more than anything, and just show you how this build works. I'll start by saying that the way it works is that it's like a controlled spike of health. So don't think that because the health is sort of moving about a lot that it's not a great build. You have to have some balls with this build, because the way it works is it uses Zerka and essentially 2 Razor of the Seven Suns. Now what these do is for each ignite, well, for a ignite, they give you 1% of life recovered per second. So the theory is that basically you want to get as many ignites as possible, and with Molten Strike, 100% sort of fire conversion, really high chance to ignite, and then using the Emberwake, which allows multiple stacking of ignites, you can see each projectile is going to ignite the enemy, and basically gives you insane regen, enough that you can just sort of stand in the mobs and tank everything. Like this is a pretty hard map with minus resist, Ellie weakness, and you can see like I'm able to just, it gets a bit hairy sometimes, but I've really sort of worked on limiting that as much as possible, and that's helped a lot using such things like the Brass Dome, and the Brass Dome is amazing. I did Uber Azaru, Uber Lab today, and I was just able to face tank him. Like the no extra damage from crits is just crazy. So we'll see how we get on versus this guy. I mean, the damage is okay as well, as you can see, but I can just stand here, look. Easy. Press down one button. It's phenomenal. So I'll go through the gear and that kind of thing, show you a bit about it. So for the uniques, like the core uniques for the build, I'm using 2 Razor of the Seven Suns, and as you can see, these ignites, this synergy is really nice. So giving you 100% increased burning damage, 100% increased melee damage when you're igniting enemies. And then the main stat for using this is the recover 1% of maximum life when you ignite an enemy. Now, combine that with Emberwake, you can inflict up to 300 ignites on an enemy. And then you have Molten Strike with GMP, and I've got a nice little enchantment there as a bonus, but it's not needed. You're talking like 9 projectiles, and with the attack speed, each one of these is igniting, and you can see the regen there. It's just phenomenal. So other than that, I'm using Brass Dome, and the reason for this is I found my main sort of deaths while leveling were from big one-shots. You can't regen when you're dead. So this is sort of all about reducing those big heavy hits, and this is amazing, this chest piece for that. But it comes with a couple of downsides. The reduced chance to block is not a big issue for me. I'm not a block build. Now, the 50% increased shot duration was an issue. Now, synergize it with this, and you cannot be shocked while at maximum endurance charges. So you can see the synergy there is really nice. Keep up those endurance charges, you negate the negatives of that. It's brilliant. Other than that, I tried out a bit with the taming. 10% increased damage per ignite on the enemy, but I didn't really notice a great difference. So I just sort of went for, boosting up the life, boosting up the rares, that kind of thing. And other than that, I'll show you my main sort of setup is Molten Strike, Weapon Ellie damage, GMP, Chance to Ignite, and Multi-Strike. Now, Chance to Ignite is really important. You want to get this as high as possible. I think I'm on about 93%, and I can easily bump that up a bit as well. The idea is you want every projectile to be igniting. So other than that, I'm using some sort of simple things like blasphemy, flammability. I'm using a ancestral war chief just for those, you know, awkward moments when you can't exactly get in there, or you need to, you know, boost your damage a bit. It's really, really nice. And then I've got a cast when damage taken cell with Enfeeble, which is another really good way of reducing those one-shots, and increased duration and enduring cry. I don't use a mortal call because of those gloves. I want to keep my endurance charges up to avoid any sort of shocks or any sort of bad hits like that. And then obviously I'm using windscreen for the double curse. That enchantment, by the way, is phenomenal for this build. But other than that, I'll go through the passive tree. So I've gone for Zerka, and the reason why is because I love this node. It synergizes really well with the build idea, I suppose. I mean, 100% of damage leeches life if you've taken a savage hit, which is a hit that's at least 15% of your life. Now, those big hits come in, hopefully getting reduced by the brass domes, reduced crit damage, and then that kicks in. 100% of damage leeches life, which is just amazing. It's another sort of added bonus. Then I've gone for Pain Reaver, Crave the Slaughter, and Aspect of Carnage for the extra damage, and it's really, really nice. So other than that, here's my tree. It's a lot of life. I think it's about 200% life. I've got 6 endurance charges, 1 from the bandit, and other than that, some fire damage. Avatar fire, really important, obviously. And then for duels, I've just got some conversion, and then I've basically gone for resolute technique as well. Iron grip works really well for the projectiles from Molten Strike, and that's about it for passives. Other than that, I mean, I'm level 87 now. I've been doing some crazy mods like tier 12s with vulnerability, Ellie weakness, and Ellie reflect. Like, this is pretty much Ellie reflect proof. If you know, you have to play safe, you have to play careful, but it's really, really good. The regen is very, very good, but you have to trust in it. You've got to be attacking all the time. You've got to get these projectiles off, and that's the great part about this build is it's almost like you're playing chicken with the mobs. You stand in a great big bunch, there's beyond spawning, there's rogues around, and you just basically going for it, and you just survive, and it's such a good feeling. It really is. And like I said, I don't think there's anything else to say really about the builds. If anyone has any questions, any comments, feel free to drop them. But you know, I've had a great time playing this build, and hopefully you like what you see, and I could even do a build guide, I don't know. But so thank you very much for watching, and have a nice day.